Brah! What's up my people, my name is Spicy and today I have 7 stories coming out of the subreddit I Don't Work Here Lady. The next goal for this channel is 2500 subscribers, and to celebrate this awesome milestone I will be giving away 4 Amazon gift cards because I could not make it without you. If you enjoy my videos and want to support what we do here, leave a fire emoji in the comments and like this video. Congratulations Vancy for the comment of the day. Apparently, being rude works. This one is short. I was using the self-checkout at everyone's favorite big box store, trying to escape with a last-minute gift. I hear a woman behind me babbling something about frames, but of course, I am not paying much attention. Then, the dreaded shoulder tap. I turn around. One of her frames was broken. I just looked at her and said, "I'm not sure why you think I care." She looked shocked and then actually really looks at me and just says, "Oh," and walks away. It took me a few seconds to realize how incredibly rude I was, but hey, it got me out of there. Your preemptive strike saved you quite a bit of grief. The average Karen relies on the sending of the first volley, but you struck first and stunned her long enough for her to deflect. Rudeness was super effective. The Karen is defeated. I guess the camouflage hid the fact that I was not an employee. Pre-Thanksgiving food shopping. It's a nightmare. We all avoid it if at all possible. But when your plans to be a contributor to someone else's overall meal fall through 72 hours out from the main event, you adapt and overcome. Semper Gumpy. Always flexible. Thus, that night I found myself putting into my local Walmart neighborhood market, a baby version of the store with limited selection compared to the bigger stores, and no housewares or clothes or outdoor sections, only food and a few aisles of cleaning and toiletry stuff. The parking lot was packed. I have never seen this little market so full of people. As I was trying to check out, there was even a woman in the self-checkout area with an entire cart parked to the brim trying to beep herself out. But I digress. I had to go back and forth through a few rows to even find a parking spot and choose that one even though there was a cart propped up to the curb next to it. Being the good Samaritan that I am, I pulled the cart off the curb and walked it into the store since I was going to need a cart anyway. Apparently, that was where I went terribly wrong. I approached the door at the same time that a woman arrived a few heartbeats ahead of me. I was off in my own world, plotting out the most efficient route through the aisles in order to get all the items on my list, as well as following Captain Price's orders to check those corners, because that's what a lot of us super tactical door kitchen wannabe guys who are in the military but really just work IT for the base do in our head. Lo and behold, a wild entitled lady appeared, not from an unchecked corner, but right in front of me. I was rocked from my reverie by the aforementioned woman grabbing my cart and trying to wrench it from my hand. I was going to refer to her as "can't understand nice things," but something tells me that that would be a poor choice, so I would just stick with entitled lady and I will be me. "Excuse me ma'am, what are you doing? Taking this cart that you brought back to the store. Why did you only bring one? There's so many still left out there." I shall mention at this point that the tiny market only has one entrance. The cart return area for the employees is immediately to the right inside the double doors. They push the carts in at the far end so that under normal circumstances, the carts are just a couple feet away from the sliding doors. This evening, the nearest cart in that gathering area was about 50 meters down the line, which I understand can appear as it was an incredible amount of distance to cover. There were indeed many carts left in the corrals out of the parking lot, and many being used by customers actively in the store. I should also mention that I am in the military and still in uniform, having stopped on my way home from work. That part is about to matter. Well, I only need one cart, so I brought the one that was next to my car. The entitled lady, oblivious to what I said, bitchiness intensifying, hence still exerting pressure on my cart. "You should not be wasting time bringing one cart at a time back from the corrals. No wonder you guys only get paid minimum wage. Now let go and give me my cart." Me, literally wearing a military uniform, look down on my chest, then back up to her. "Lady, I am literally wearing a military uniform. This is not hunting camouflage, it says US Air Force on my chest. What part of this uniform makes you think I work at Walmart?" The entitled lady, her eyes doing their best there in highlights impression, reaching peak bitchiness. "Well, why can't you just give me this card and get another? Well, why can't you just walk your happy butt down there and get a card while you enjoy a nice warm cup of you need to shut your mouth?" I realized that was a bit harsh, but I was polite at the outset, only escalating my harshness to meet her bitchiness. In the moment, it was the only way I saw to feasibly break through her armor of insolence and stymie the bitchiness that seemed to drive everything she said and did. Fortunately, it worked, as in her speechless shock, her grip on the cart faltered, allowing me to break contact and enter the store to execute my shopping. Here's hoping the impromptu meal my wife and I will be cooking later this week will be worth such an interesting experience. No worries, it will be worth the experience. Just to let you know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, or you're here often, or you like the content that I put out, please consider subscribing to the channel. This will really help me and I would appreciate it. Thank you. I was Karen today. I was in the supermarket looking for my favorite brand of flavored seltzers. And I was in the seltzers aisle but could not find it. Some guy was stocking ginger ale on the shelves, but he was in civilian clothes. Do you guys sell this type of seltzers? I'm not sure. I don't work here. I glare at him unconvinced. He is clearly stocking shelves. I want to say, yes, you obviously do. You're stocking shelves. But I bit my tongue. I work for a vendor, but I think the supermarket sells the seltzers brand you're looking for. I've seen it in other supermarket stores. Oh, he really does not work here. I have become that which I despise. No, I don't work here, and keep your hands off me. I have not told this story due to unbelievability and embarrassment. When I was 18, I had an interview at Hooters. It is a chicken wings and beer type restaurant that typically hires well-endowed women like myself. Before I ever go to an interview, I like to check out the establishment as a customer to sort of get a feel of the place and help me decide if I want to work there. I had sat down at a table, just ordered some wings, and thought it would be a good time to use the restroom. I was wearing combat boots, jean shorts, and a form-fitting white button-up shirt, which is slightly different than their white t-shirt, black short shorts, and tennis shoes worn by the employees. I was walking past the high tops in the bar when someone grabbed my arm. I will be me and drunk guy will be DG. Can I help you? I ordered another beer 30 minutes ago and you lazy girl still have not given it to me. Sir, let go of me. Not until I get my beer, you girl. I looked over at the empty pitcher on his table, trying to shake his grip from my arm, and glared at him. Looks like you have already had enough. Now let me go. I don't work here. You don't talk to me that way. I am the customer. I will get you fired. By this point, his screaming had attracted the attention of a couple of actual employees, and one brave girl hurried over to my rescue. Sir, you need to let go of her now and leave immediately. This girl won't get me my beer and talk bad to me. I want her fired. She actually had to pry this guy's hand off me. Sir, she does not work here and you have been overserved alcohol already. Get out or I'm calling the police. All you girls are prostitutes. You're all the same. The drunk guy sprinted out after throwing his empty pitcher at another server. And I got free chicken wings as well as a sincere apology from the manager. Needless to say, I did not go in for my interview. Yeah, this guy deserved to have the girl smash the empty pitcher on his head. If you go to Hooters because you're a pervert and you just go there to disrespect a woman by just talking about their physical appearance, you're a bad human being and you're a disgrace. To my opinion, it is supposed to be a fun and flirty concept, not for harassment. Why I hate tax-free weekends. So, in the general, tax-free weekends in my state can be absolute retail hell. So I usually only shop in the wee hours of the morning at the 24-hour box stores. Yesterday though, I was lured into an office supply location by a co-worker who has been stressed over by her only child starting school this fall. We are doing this on our lunch. My co-worker and I are contracted PC break or fixed techs for major telecoms internal employees. As such, she is dressed all cute like she does, and I am vaguely trollish. Compared to her, I am in khaki colored jeans and my service guarantee citizenship tee. When we walk in, I am still wearing my lanyard, Sailor Moon with Luna all over it. I am a 40-year-old weeb. We get stopped like literally 4 times in the first 4 minutes we are there, with folks asking me where X is. I politely reply, I don't work here, I'm shopping with my friend. They titter nervously, but apologize and wander off. After the last one, my coworker suggests I pocket my lanyard. I do so, and the shopping is on. At some point, I break from her to go fetch a few things for myself that our company does not supply. I am checking out an end cap of post-it notes, one of my addictions, when I notice this lady angrily staring at me. Briefly glancing at her apparently was her cue, because suddenly I hear her start spewing at me. What are you even doing? I saw you helping that black girl, but you want help me? Is it because I'm white? For the record, I am also white. I need you to quit pretending like you're cleaning that display and help me find blah blah blah. I visibly and audibly sighed and turned to her. I use the line this subreddit is known for. She pauses, narrows her eyes and says, "Yes, you do. Just because you took your lanyard off does not mean you can say that." I whip my punch card out of my back pocket, which has my picture and company name on it, and dangle it in her face. "Nope, don't work here." I point at two actual employees in their obviously red shirts, black pants with name tags and radios. What about how I am dressed compared to them makes you think that I work here? I crossed my arm and stared my creepy girl stare at her until she mumbled something that might have been an apology and dawdled off in the direction of the front. I found a brick of lined post-its in a colorway I did not currently have, scoop a couple of 99-cent pen packs, and reconvene with my coworker. I am not opposed to making a scene to publicly embarrass idiots, but I was rather glad it was a rather hushed encounter. I would have hated to do it in front of my coworker. I will never live it down. Bonus, coworker gets in line while I run off for one more thing. When I get back, Rude Beast is in line behind her. Coworker encourages the line jump. I normally will not, loudly proclaiming she was hoping I get back so I can help her pay. Rude Beast glares daggers at me. Coworker and I pay separately, and I got 20% off my post-it. I told my coworker what the Rude Beast did on their way back to the office, and her inadvertent payback by inviting me up the line. Her reply, "Screw her. I don't work here anymore. Feel free to sue." So I worked for a ISP years ago, and we had a few problem customers. One was a real pain and will be on the phone seconds after anything went wrong, screaming and shouting about how he is going to sue us. As a way of placating him, I had begrudgingly given him my mobile number. I know, big mistake. So years later, I was made redundant. I was not happy about it, but it happens. So I get a call one morning, GP, grumpy customer, and me is me. "My email is not working and I'm not happy. When are you going to fix it?" "I don't work for that company anymore. You will need to call them." "That's not good enough. When are you going to fix my problem?" "Again, I don't work for them. You need to call the office." "You're supposed to be contactable about these things. When are you fixing my service?" "Never. It's not my job anymore. I don't work there. I have said this a few times now and you're not listening." "I'm going to sue your company for their poor service. I've had enough." "Feel free. They made me redundant and I don't work there. Sue them to bankruptcy for all I care." And I hung up and blocked his number. A tad childish, I know, but I was bitter about losing my job. Yeah, I will be bitter as well. You did well. I don't work here anymore. Please stop blocking the exit. I used to work at the IT department of a local high school. Most of my job was picking up and repairing PCs and doing maintenance on the Wi-Fi network in the building. So the teachers will often come to the IT office asking for me to repair a PC or something. One day, my contract expired at that school and I got another job. So my friends at the IT department decided to throw a small party to celebrate my new job and say their farewells. After the party, I went to the office to get my stuff in my box and leave for my new job. As I am leaving the office and walk a few meters down the hallway, a teacher comes up to me. ET for entitled teacher, me. Marshmallow explosion. "Wait, I need your help. A computer at Lab 2 is not working. Go there to fix it now." I don't work here anymore. My contract expired and I am on my way to the next work now. But if you need help, just go to the IT office at the end of the corridor and they will help you out. Good day. "But I need it fixed now." Then the entitled teacher ran and blocked the door leading out the stairs that exit the building. "Sir, I said I don't work here anymore. I don't have the time to look into this matter, nor the credentials to enter a lab and use a computer there." "But you worked here for a year. Of course you have the credentials." "As I said, I don't work here anymore. I was getting tired of repeating the same thing over again, and if I go there and fix the computer, I can get in trouble since I don't have any authority to meddle with that. I just turned around and got through an exit at the other side of the building and left, and I could hear it screaming from a window. "I'm going to report you to the director's board and get you fired." Go ahead, I don't mind. So a few months later, I met a friend that still works there and he told me what happened. Looks like the entitled teacher did actually complain about me to the director's board during a meeting. But my old boss was in the meeting and pointed out that I did the right thing since I was not an employee of the school anymore, and that screaming like that through the window was less than professional behavior to have out of school. Check out my playlist right here for I Don't Work Here Lady videos. If you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching this episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya!